नाजरीन, आगा शाहिद अली के तवील टेलीविज़न इंटरव्यू की ये चौथी कड़ी है या चौथा किस्त है। इस हिस्से में द पोइट आगा शाहिद अली इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ ही वाज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय वेरियस पोइट्स, some of them English poets, some of them from North America, some of them from Russia, and especially Ghalib and Faiz. Then he talks how he was inspired to translate some selected poems of Faiz, some 40 odd poems, in 8 years. He worked very hard on each poem and tried to keep the health of Urdu poem in the translation into the English language, which is very difficult for any translator to do so. He talks at length of how he translated Faiz and gives some examples in the interview. He says, जैसे मुझसे पहली सी मोहब्बत मेरी महबूब न मांग, उसमें एक स्टंजा है, तेरा गम है तो गम दहर का झगड़ा क्या है. Then he says that how he tried to keep the health of this stanza into the English language. Then he talks about another poem, तेरे होंठों की फूलों की चाहत में हम दार की खुश्क टहनी पे वारे गए, and host of other poems which he translated. Recently I saw some Nighat Hafiz has shown in a post in the FB that he basically wrote a letter in 1980 to Faiz Ahmad Faiz to get the required permission to translate some of his selected poems into English, and got it. And then she quotes his sister Hina saying that one day she saw that the light was on in the room till 5 a.m. When she woke up, the Bhaiya or Aga Shahid Ali was translating a single line for whole night. You can understand that how much of toil and how much of sweat and blood he has given in translating Faiz, and it resulted in introducing Faiz to America. जिस तरह गुलजार और जगजीत सिंह ने मिर्ज़ा गालिब को इंट्रोड्यूस किया in the new generation of India by the serial of Mirza Ghalib, in the same manner Faiz Ahmad Faiz was introduced to America by the selected translation of poems by Aga Shahid Ali into the English language. He told in the interview that when he saw that people of America were knowing a revolutionary and leftist poet of Turkey known as Nazim Hikmat, why not to introduce Faiz to America and to the global community in English language? And he could introduce Faiz to America and to the new generations who are English knowing, to understand the depth of his poems and his revolutionary mindset and his leftist ideas for the people. In the freewheeling discussions, I'm not getting a cassette in which we were for the whole day with Aga Shahid Ali and with his father Aga Ashraf Ali and with a host of other friends in their house. We had shot the entire day in the freewheeling discussions. In one of the discussions, he used to recite the poems of Faiz and said that the basic influence of translating Faiz was only because of the ghazals which were recited by Begum Akhtar. And even in the letter to Faiz Ahmad Faiz, he is trying to bribe him by saying that he will hand over him one of the rare cassettes of Begum Akhtar singing his ghazals. I'm sure that you will like this episode, and after that there would be one more episode which would be exclusively on the poetry of Faiz and other poems which had come after he went back to America and fell ill, was terminally ill, and then he did only one collection, that is Rooms Are Never Finished. In this episode you will enjoy how he is trying to make us understand that how difficult it was to translate Faiz into English.
Have you any idea of going again for poetry on Kashmir in your next collection, or the idea would be different?
See, I never decide कि ये मुझे करना है. नज़में तो आती रहती हैं because Kashmir is constantly in some kind of turmoil. The situation is volatile. किसी दिन ये तो कुछ ना कुछ तो होता रहता है. अब I don't know what will come out of my most recent trip because this is a very difficult trip because it's combined with my mother's absence from this world. So, you know, she, not being a Kashmiri, identified so thoroughly with Kashmir. She's one person I know who's not a Kashmiri who never spoke disparagingly about Kashmiris. Never. Never said anything negative about them. And as I told you, I think I already said how she learned the Kashmiri language. So अब ये है कि कश्मीर के साथ एक दूसरी किस्म की टाई बन गई है क्योंकि my mother wanted to come back and we brought her back for burial here. So my mother is here. So my attachment to Kashmir is even stronger in that sense. I have to keep coming back. And the poems that will emerge now out of this grief, let's say my mother's death and that combined with whatever exists in Kashmir, I don't know how it will happen. I know there will be poems. I don't know when they will be and how they will be, but they will be there. So अब देखिए क्या होता है नज़मों में. I even want to write some vignettes, fiction vignettes, and I would. और अजीत तो चाहता है कभी नॉवल एक लिखे. मुझसे लिखी नहीं जाती. मैंने कोशिश की शॉर्ट स्टोरीज लिखने की, बहुत बुरी हैं वो. They are so bad, I can't tell you. And usually मेरे पहले ही पैराग्राफ में जब मैं लिखता हूँ जुमला वो within a few sentences वो नज़म बनने लगती है. So I don't know क्या होगा. And the novel, अब ये है कि no matter what anyone tells you, writers have a very cheap element in them, which is they want attention. There's no doubt. Writers want attention and they want praise. As one writer I know who says, vitamin P. P for praise. That's all a writer wants. Agar tumko praise nahi mili, you want to go and strangle people who say negative things about you. Though I do appreciate an intelligent critique. Agar koi wants to say something negative about my work, but it's really intelligently done, I would appreciate that far more than some mindless kind of praise. You know, अगर कोई आपको तारीफ करे but you feel, अगर कोई आकर कहे अरे शाहिद साहब आप तो शेक्सपियर से बड़े हैं, you know, क्योंकि मैं कहूँगा हाँ शुक्रिया, you know, and then you can't pay attention to people like that. Obviously you don't know what you're talking about. तो या कोई किसी और के बारे में, I mean, I basically think of myself as a very honest, very good minor poet. I do not think of myself as a major poet. I know what major poetry is. I mean, the people who are my heroes are people like James Merrill and Wallace Stevens and there are so many. Auden and T.S. Eliot and Shakespeare and Milton and Coleridge and kya bolu. You know, they are Ghalib, Faz. I mean, they say, God, they are the giants. They are the major poets. I'm hardly near their feet. Phone baj raha hai. Just like, you know, I mean, you realize it, and you realize it because you worked hard. When you work hard on your own work, you realize what the accomplishment of a Wallace Stevens is, what he's able to do.
Shahid, let's come back to Ghalib and Faz. You said that.
Let's.
You said that there was an influence of them on you right from your childhood, and then ultimately you translated some of the Faz poetry. What was the title of it?
Faz की किताब वो भी अच्छा title है. It's called The Rebel's Silhouette.
The Rebel's Silhouette.
The Rebels, REBEL''S. The Rebel's Silhouette, selected poems. और फैज़ अहमद फैज़ ये हिंदुस्तान में वैसे मिलती है. मुझे लोग कहते हैं ना कि किताब कहाँ मिलेगी, मैंने कहा ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी प्रेस ने इंडियन एडिशन छापा है तो वो मिल सकती है दिल्ली में आसानी से, और यहाँ अगर ऑर्डर करें कश्मीर बुक शॉप, दे शुड बी एबल टू ऑर्डर इट. आई एम सेइंग दिस बिकॉज आई डोंट सी व्हाई एजुकेटेड पीपल थिंक इट्स such a mystery to order a book. You know, they make it seem I think everybody is waiting for a gift. You know, मैं कहता हूँ भाई it cost me also quite a bit of money. किसी ने मुझे कहा कि latest book, मैंने कहा देखो, many of you have friends and relatives in England and America. वो आपके लिए लाते हैं $40 के परफ्यूम्स एंड आफ्टर शेव लोशन. जरा दिल बड़ा करो, उनको बोलो ये है किताब, खरीद दो, it's much cheaper than an aftershave lotion. Bring it for you if you're truly interested, or send it to you by DHL. It's not such a big mystery, you know, if you really want.
When you started translating Faiz, what was the driving force?
Acha, I will talk about that, but I have to get over my this slightly less generous view of the literate Kashmiri. They expect a book from you, or they idly ask you, and then when you give it to them, they never read it. They don't even look at it. You find कि कहीं वो it's gathering dust, or it has become torn, और उस पे पता नहीं चाय के stains हैं या नमकीन चाय के, I don't know. But the point is that often I say, why did you get the book? So it's idle, you see. And I've noticed sometimes people have taken a book from me and they've left it somewhere, kahan, bathroom mein ya kahin, I don't know. I'm being a little harsh, but I've seen this happen. ये किताब मुझको भी ला दो. अरे भाई, आप सब, you can order it, or you can do this, or you can do that. I'm happy to. क्या that? No, we can talk. They'll edit this. मेरे लिए तो नहीं था. अच्छा अच्छा. Who has? Oh, अच्छा अच्छा.
You're just talking now.
No, we are. This is an interview. Then they'll edit it. हाँ.
We're talking about the Faiz.
Haan, Faiz. So this is what happened. I had heard Faiz recited in our house since I was a child, especially by Daddy, certain poems. And my mother used to quote a lot of ghazals of Faiz. I heard Begum Akhtar singing a lot of Faiz. Then I heard many other people sing a lot of Faiz. Of course, I don't like many of these ghazal singers these days. I don't care for all these imitation Mehdi Hassans. For example, I don't think much of Jagjit Singh. And I don't even like Mehdi Hassan. वो तो किसी ने कहा था कि Mehdi Hassan ने किसी को कहा, मैं तो अल्फाज को कपड़े पहनाता हूँ. पहले मैंने कहा he's thinking of it as a compliment. Then I realized he was right. लफ्ज़ नजर ही नहीं आता है. वो इतने कपड़े पहना देता है कि you can't even see the word, isn't it? And that's when I realized the genius of Begum Akhtar, that her artistry, classical artistry, her how steep she was in Indian classical music, that she did not have to display it. कि देखो मैं राग की बढ़त कर रही हूँ, मैं राग का ये कर रही हूँ. It was so, she was so sure of it that she could interpret the poem and the rag simultaneously. You know, you just notice her timing, how brilliant it is. No one can do it. No one. Iqbal Bano, I had some hopes with, but then of late she has become like a cliche. She gives you the same concert every time. She's like a perfect chicken dinner. वही डिनर मिलेगा आपको, उसमें कोई खराबी नहीं होगी, मगर कोई खास गजब भी नहीं होगा. मैं आपको when she sings, मैं आपको कह सकता हूँ पहले ही से, लोग अब ये आवाज़ उठाएगी, अब ये गिराएगी, अब ये करेगी, अब ये करेगी. There's no surprise in her art anymore at all, unfortunately. Though her diction is very good. She does pay attention to words. You know, you can hear the word. That I think is very good in her. Khair, Faiz. So I already was attached to Faiz, and though I did not understand him in sufficiently significant ways, I don't know why I identified with him. Maybe some of it was his politics, some of it was his sensuous imagery, some of it was the way he was steeped in Urdu tradition and his acknowledgement of Ghalib. He has even has allusions to Ghalib in his work. And I mean, even the title of his book, Naqsh Faryadi, that's a Ghalib phrase. Then having heard it in my parents' voices, then having heard it in Begum Akhtar's voice, so ye sab. And then he was a contemporary poet, and everyone thought he was the poet of the language post-World War II, of the last 50 years, let's say. Faiz had stayed in our house before my birth. वो भी कहानियाँ सुनी थी. So I was interested in Faiz for a million reasons. फिर जब मैं अमेरिका गया, वहाँ मैंने देखा कि no one had heard of Faiz. And at that time they had just begun to hear of Nazim Hikmat, a great Turkish poet who was also a communist and had been exiled from Turkey by the governments there. फिर वो he died in exile. Then his books were banned in Turkey. He was a great friend of Faz. Faz ने उसकी 2-3 नज़में ट्रांसलेट भी की हैं फ्रॉम टर्किश इनटू उर्दू. सो मैंने कहा कि नाज़िम हिकमत का नाम लोग जानते हैं, और फिर there are other poets like, well, you know, other poets, comparable poets such as, let's say, Pablo Neruda, Cesar Vallejo, and so on, and Garcia Lorca. So मैंने कहा, why shouldn't they know Faz? So I said I'll translate him, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. तो मैंने उस किताब पे 8 साल लगाए. 40 नज़में हैं. I spent 8 years working on that book. Now for me, the interesting thing was there was a double loyalty. एक था my loyalty to the Urdu original because I knew it. I knew it by heart. Then there was a loyalty to my practice as a poet in English. What would make a good poem in English? You see? So there was this constant tussle in me, and out of that emerged what emerged. I like my translations largely because I think they read like poems. They do read. I mean, they are not always true to Faz literally. There are departures. There are, some people might even call some distortions, but I would say even the distortions are acts of wafai. You know, they're acts of fidelity, because I think through those distortions, at least in some poems, definitely I've been able to bring the spirit of Faz out. And people who are after a literal fidelity, I think are, let me be strong, I think they're stupid. It's an absolute stupidity. And secondly, because यही लोग जो लोग कहते हैं ना you're not true, एक तो वो कहते हैं कि poetry can't be translated, फिर कहते हैं why didn't you do it exactly? Look at the contradiction. मैं कहता हूँ obviously poetry can't be translated, but you can through that. Does that mean that there should be no translation? What do you want then? Do you want people of different countries not to speak to each other because of the language barrier? Somewhere you have to begin. Why do I appreciate Tolstoy? I don't know Russian. Why do I appreciate a Russian poem? Why do I appreciate the Bible, which was written in the Greek originally? Why do I like King James Version? Isn't it? These are all acts of linguistic and imaginative sympathy. So as long as the translator explains his or her premises, okay, this is what I've been trying to do. And if it's a great enough poet, let there be 3 or 4 or 5 translations, so that through that somebody can realize, oh, so this poet is about all this. So I hope that there will be more and more Faz translations. More and more people will do them. And did I answer your question? I went off on a tangent.
One or two couplets of your translation of the Faz where you say that I deviated slight just to immortalize.
अच्छा, जैसे फैज की मुझसे पहली की सी मोहब्बत, उसमें एक लाइन है, तेरा गम है तो गम दहर का झगड़ा क्या है. Now, because of the interesting use of तेरा गम, there are 2 things that happen with तेरा गम. एक है जो गम तुम फील कर रहे हो, दूसरा जो मुझे गम है तुम्हारी वजह से. Isn't it? Technically, the both meanings come across, are there. So how will I explain? Now we can fight and somebody say, well, he meant only this part, meaning not the other one. But the language tells you, technically, there are these 2 possibilities. Why should I just go after one of the possibilities if I have the possibility of bringing both out? तो मैंने कहा, मैंने दोनों लाइन्स की क्या है, I said, how could one have any sorrows but the ones you gave? And then पता नहीं क्या था, मुझे याद नहीं, मगर फिर था, how can there be any sorrow greater than yours, या कुछ ऐसा मुझे याद नहीं, मगर उसको मैंने 2 लाइनें बनाई.
Any other couplet where you slightly wanted to keep the spirit of whatever you could fathom from the Urdu language intact?
अच्छा देखो, तेरे होंठों के फूलों की चाहत में हम दार की खुश्क टहनी पे बारे गए. अब तेरे होंठों के फूलों की चाहत में हम, in the longing for the flowers of your lips, in the longing for the flowers of your lips, I was hanged from the dry scaffold or whatever. Huh? Dar ki khushk टहनी, the dry branch of the scaffold. Huh? अब you see, अगर मैं ये कहूँ in the longing for the roses of your lips or the flowers of your lips, you see, इसमें कोई energy नहीं है जो उर्दू में है. So what you have to try to do is to create an energy level in English which would be interesting to the person who knows only English. That is the सबसे ज़्यादा फर्स्ट वही करेंगे जो दोनों ज़बानें जानते हैं, है ना. मुझे when before my first translations came out, I was talking to an Urdu scholar in Jamia Millia, Sadiqur Rahman के भाई और उनकी बीवी. We were sitting और we were doing a conversation, an imaginary conversation कि लोग कह रहे हैं, बैठे हैं कहीं चाय पे और कह रहे हैं, अरे आपने देखा है वो तर्जुमा फैज़ पे, अरे क्या कर डाला है फैज़ की, तो इन्होंने बस टांग तोड़ दी, ये क्या कर डाला इन्होंने, तबाही मचा दी. अरे अंग्रेजी में शायर तो अंग्रेजी में शायरी करें, फैज़ के पीछे क्यों पड़ गए. We were doing this conversation, we were laughing non-stop, we were anticipating these sort of objections. So the thing is, you see, the strength of the English language largely is in its nouns and in its verbs and in its active verbs, not in its passive verbs, while the passive forms work rather well in Urdu, and not in prepositional phrases, though they work beautifully in Urdu. As a matter of fact, Urdu would be dead without prepositional phrases. I mean, even in a Hindi film, you wonder how they are thinking up these prepositional phrases and images at a time of great grief. No, कहेंगे वो क्लीशे ना, कहेगा तुमने जो चिराग तुमने मेरे दिल में जलाया था वो हमेशा के लिए बुझ गया. They talk to each other like that in Hindi films. You say, why did you think of the chirag at this time? वो मोहब्बत का चिराग जो जल रहा था मेरे दिल में वो बुझ गया अब हमेशा के लिए. That kind of talk. So I did, instead of saying in तेरे होंठों के फूलों की चाहत में, I said I longed for the roses of your lips. You see what I mean? So I said not in longing for, I made it active. I longed for the roses of your lips. फिर मैंने ये नहीं कहा as a result of which ये हुआ. The next line automatically becomes the effect. So the first line is the causal element and the next line is the effect. I longed for the roses of your lips. I was hanged from the dry branch of the scaffold. You see, like that. So this is the kind of thing I had to do.